So we're wearing purple today to remember Prince. And Claire, there's a personal finance issue that's come out of this really sad story, isn't there?
Yes, Naomi, there is. Prince's musical legacy, unquestionable, but his financial legacy is really complicated because it appears that he's died without writing a will. Now, that's something that many of us have in common.
I don't have one.
Prince, you don't have one. I have, but lots of people simply just think, I'll get around to it one day. They don't think they're going to die. And lo and behold, that's why you need a will.
I'm married, though.
Lots of people also assume this. I'm married, my husband will get everything. If you don't have a will in England and Wales, then the intestacy laws will decide who gets what, not you. Now, you might think, I'm fine, my husband will get everything. Is your house worth more than £250,000?
Probably, it's in the southeast.
Yeah, exactly. This is another way that the laws are out of date. Now, your spouse, if you die without a will, will get the first £250,000 of your estate, half of what remains. The rest could be divided up amongst other people. So technically, you could have to sell your property in order to satisfy what the law says you have to do.
I need a will, so I can get one from W.H. Smith, can't I, or do it online?
Well, you could, and it would be a cheap way of doing it, but it could be a very false economy, particularly if your situation is more complicated than most people's. Now, say we were married, we would have what's called a mirror will. That's what most people have. If I die, you get everything. When you die, our children would get everything. That's quite easy to set up. Most solicitors would charge you around £250, £500. If you've got a second family, that could be more complicated. If you're very wealthy, there are lots of tax implications, then it's going to cost more. But if you use that cheapo will, then it could end up being challenged in court. Another way of doing it, for free, most of the big charities will offer a will writing service, but you'd have to leave them some money behind in your will.
Oh, and I think I need an executor, is that right?
Yes, you will have to choose an executor, as well as deciding how you want your money to be divided up. Now, typically that could be a friend of the family, someone who's the same age or younger than you, ideally. It could be a family member. That can get a bit complicated if there are any disputes, or it could be a professional. Now, their role is to see that your wishes are carried out and deal with any matters that may arise after your death. So quite an important decision on who that's going to be.
And I think perhaps some people don't make wills until later in life because there are secrets or strange wishes that they don't want their family to know until their death. Now, you've been speaking to solicitors about this all week, haven't you? What are some of the more bizarre legacies and wishes that you've heard of?
Yes, well, while they're not legally binding, you can leave a letter with your will to convey your dying thoughts. Now, confessing to having a love child, apparently, is quite common. Asking to be buried with a pet is another one that comes up quite a lot. Or it might be something more mundane, like deciding who's going to get a particular piece of jewellery that you really like.
OK, well, I don't have any love children or pets I want to be buried with, so I should be making a will now. I should make a will.
You should. There's a free article online that you can read to find out how to do it.